Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about translating and simplifying algebraic expressions. Um, these are the two problems that we'll do, and to make sure we don't take ourselves too seriously, here's the fun question. While watching a movie, do you like mixing candy with popcorn? If so, which type of candy? So for the math section, simplifying and solving are really big parts of Algebra 1. So simplifying and sometimes translating problems come up where you have to either look at words and translate them into algebra, or you just take an expression, not to be confused with an equation that has an equal sign, take an expression and then simplify it down. So I did one of each for our problems today, and before we do any sort of translating, there's a really helpful set of words that are associated with all of the different operations. And I used a chart so that I could kind of show you all of the words at once. So anytime you hear the words sum, total, more than, plus, increased by, that would all relate to addition. Minus, decreased by, fewer, less, and the difference would be subtraction. Times, product of, percent of, multiply, and twice would be multiplication. Division would be divide per, quotient of, divided by, or maybe taking an average. So in the first problem here, I don't have to do any sort of translating. I'll put this over for the second one. Okay, so it says simplify each expression, and what we need to do is first I'm noticing that there are some parentheses. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. That's the pecking order for how you would simplify an expression. But what is in parentheses, notice that's first, cannot be simplified any further. So those two terms in the parentheses cannot go together. And so you then go down the list. There are no exponents. So then what's next is multiplication. What I'm going to do is take this 2.3, multiply it in. So I get 8.2v plus, and then remember that you have a calculator for this test. So I'm getting negative 17.0798. The ACT standards say that they want you to know how to use decimals. So I decided to make these related to decimals today. And, I'm doing the 2.3 times the negative 9.11. And then I need a V on the end. So if I take that 20.953 and subtract 8.2, call it negative, I get my V term. That V term is these two combined, and then this one gets dropped down. So that is our final answer. I'll put these away so I can and that is just basic simplification with like terms, something with a V, something without a V, and combining the like terms to get a final answer. Something that would be a little bit more involved would be having to first translate an expression into the actual algebra, using the words to algebra translation, and then simplify it. So it says write each as a simplified algebraic expression. Okay, so I tried to pick keywords that were down here. So quotient of means division. decreased by, that is subtraction, and then product of would be multiplication. So the question is, how do you put all these together, with these three different operations going on? Firstly, I see the quotient of these two. So I'm going to do 8.2v cubed divided by 4.1v. I'm going to use that bar to show it as a fraction so that I can just simplify that down to a different term. Decreased by means that you literally just drop a minus sign. Decrease by truly just translates to that. If it was something is less than, using the words less than, or I guess less, that would be, you would have to flip the order for less or less than. That is the one where you flip the order. But decreased by is just just a minus sign. By the product, decreased by the product of 3v and 4.1. Okay, so product meaning multiply. And so now what I'm going to do is simplify these. So 8.2 over 4.1 is 2. V to the third over v to the first. Remember, you subtract, that's exponent rules. You subtract, you get two v's left. Basically, one set of v's would slash, you get two v's left over. And then you would subtract off. The 4.1 times 3 is just 12.3v. And I can't do anything else. I cannot combine those two because they are not like terms. So I'm going to leave my answer like that. Now, using this table, let's look at the practice problems here. This first one is just straight combining like terms to simplify. This one you'll simplify by translating first. Okay, so there's that less than. That's something we talked about a second ago. And then we have the word sum. Okay, so see if you can try those. I'll show you the answer in just a second. If you want to pause the video. And the answers are right here. So notice how you get to this point. You cannot combine those like terms. Obviously, x's and y's cannot be combined either. So leave them as is. We've got a quote to leave you. So many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. I think this is really good food for thought. If you imagine yourself working toward a goal, it's really fun to imagine you actually achieving that goal and not ever giving up. So that's really helpful for ACT prep, of course, and math in general. So I hope this video gave you some sort of value. And if you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe, or you can always write your candy and popcorn answer to the fun question in the comments. I hope you have a good day.